Okay, so come into a comfortable seat. Sukhasana with legs crossed if that feels like a good way to go, but any seat is really appropriate, whatever feels comfortable in your body. And then just kind of give a second to wiggle everything out, let your body settle in. And then if it feels good, let your eyes close down. Or maybe you'll just soften your gaze, maybe stare at a little soft point on the floor. And then maybe right away, as you start to settle in, as your body's still doing the thing that it's doing, eyes closed or soft gaze, start to just listen into everything around you. No need to pick anything in particular out, but just start to notice. Notice the sounds of your body as you settle in, the sounds of the room that you're in, the sounds outside of the room that you're in. Just let all those sounds come in to meet your ears for a few moments. And as you start to hear all the sounds around you, can you start to tune in? And within all of those sounds, can you find the sound of your breath? And so maybe the breath was really quiet. So maybe you had to really start to find the sensation of breath first and then listen into the sound of the breath. But once you've found your breath here, start to notice the quality of your breath. So are you breathing deep or shallow? And there's no right or wrong, and you don't have to change or fix the breath. You just want to notice. Notice the quality and depth of your breath. Maybe even notice if you're breathing in through one nostril more than the other, or if you're congested, maybe you have to breathe in through your mouth. So notice that. And then where can you feel the most movement of breath in your body? Is it in your chest? Is it in your belly? Is it in your shoulders? Just take a moment to notice and locate where in your body you feel the sensation of breath the most. And now can you bring your awareness back up to the where the breath is coming in? So maybe it's through the nostrils or maybe it's through the mouth. If it's through the mouth, you're just going to stay there and tune into the breath there. If it's through the nostrils, can you notice which side is breathing more freely? And then keeping that breath in and out through your nose if you can. Notice the tongue in your mouth, and then see if you can just kind of draw a line from where the tip of your tongue is all the way up the roof of your mouth to the soft palate. And then as you breathe in through your nostrils, can you get a sense of spreading or lifting through the soft palate, and see if you can just find this sense of opening sensation that lifts from the soft palate of your mouth and opens up your nostrils, and see if you can just find that sensation of breath there. And then if you can feel that sensation of that lifting of the soft palate and then the widening, so you're just feeling like you're creating this more space up in the sinus cavity, then can you find a little constriction in the back of your throat and start to find your ujjayi breath or that ocean sounding breath. So as you breathe in through the nose, can you find that ocean sound, lifting the soft palate, opening the sinus cavity a little bit more, and finding a little constriction in the back of your throat? And then as you breathe in, you'll find that ocean sound. But can you keep and maintain that lifted soft palate, that open sensation in the sinuses as you breathe out through the nose as well? So you create a sound as you breathe in and a sound as you breathe out. Stay connected to that ujjayi breath if you can. We're going to stay with our breath for a few more minutes. So if you need to wiggle in your seat or make any little readjustments, take a moment to do so. And then finding a tall lifted spine, sticking with that ujjayi breath. Now, can you take that breath and draw it nice and deep into the lungs? Let the lungs inflate nice and full. So the diaphragm's going to move down. You might feel a sensation of the belly filling up. And then as you exhale, belly button might draw in towards the spine, diaphragm lifts, and all of that air comes out. Inhaling through the nose if you can, lifted up through the soft palate, opening wide through the sinuses, drawing that breath deep into your lungs, and then allowing for a slow but natural exhale. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. Nice. And then before we move from this place, take a moment to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Cool. And then with that intention set, hands are going to catch hold of the knees and we're going to lean back just a little bit. So we feel a little tug in the arms. And if you let go, you would fall backwards. So just lean back just a little bit and then bend your elbows slightly, lean your heart forward. Try to keep as nice and tall of a spine as you can. Just lean forward slightly and then hang onto your knees, lean back, let your weight draw back just a little bit. And then soften your elbows, lean forward, keep a nice long spine, lean your heart forward just slightly. And then do that again. Pull back, hang into your arms, lean back just to the point that if you let go, you would fall backwards. And then lift yourself right back up into a nice neutral space. And then we're going to take it right up into the shoulders. Inhale, let your shoulders lift up to your ears. Exhale, and let your shoulders soften down. Inhale, let your shoulders lift. Exhale, shoulders soften down. Inhale to let your shoulders lift. Exhale and soften down. Beautiful. And then drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. And take a nice deep breath. And then roll your chin down to your chest. Take your left ear over to your left shoulder. And take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to roll the chin back down to the chest, keeping your shoulders down and back. And then you start to draw little figure eights with your nose. So you're just rocking your head a little bit side to side. And then just tuning in. Notice how the back of your neck feels. Notice if you've picked up any tension in your jaw. Can you let your jaw soften? And then once you found a little rhythm here, can you take a moment to come back to your breath, finding that ujjayi breath in through the nose and out through your nose. Nice. Take one more little rock of the head side to side, and then bring your head up to a neutral position. Left hand's going to touch the ground. Right hand's going to reach up alongside your ear. You're going to lean out just a little bit and then bring it right back up to an upright position. Lean out just a little bit and then lift back up to that upright position. Lean out just a little bit further, and this time stay here. Draw that top thumb back, gaze up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then float the right hand down, left hand lifts up. We're going to lean out just a little bit and then lift right back up. Make any readjustments that you need here and then lean out again, finding that gentle side bend and then lift up. Nice. And then lean out and stay here, going just as far as you like, pulling that top thumb back, gazing up towards the ceiling and noticing your breath again. Beautiful. Lift it up nice and slow. Right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand behind you. Think about getting nice and tall in your twist. Take one more breath. Unwind and take it to the other side. Catch your other knee, hand comes behind you. Think about getting nice and tall. Beautiful. Unwind nice and easy. And then from here, send your legs out in front of you with a nice giant bend in the knees and just take a couple of little rocks to the knees side to side. Doesn't need to be extreme. We just want to kind of wiggle out those legs and then start to notice. Notice how your knees feel, your ankles and your hips. Cool. Now you're going to extend your left leg long and pull your right knee to the point that you could put your right foot nice and flat on the ground. And then you're going to take the right knee and let it open out to the side and then pull it back in. Let your knee open out to the side and pull it back in. And then let the knee open out to the side and pull it back in. Nice. Now you're going to take your left hand. So you're going to reach across and grab hold of that right knee, rotate to the right, take a gentle little twist, and then unwind, and you're going to let the knee fall open. So the right foot's going to come into the left inner thigh, but your hips are going to stay facing forward. Now you're going to create a nice generous bend in that left knee and gently fold yourself over. So not a big extreme reach towards the toes, but just let the back body round. Let your head soften down. Keep that left knee nice and bent. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Beautiful. And then gently start to lift yourself back up. We're going to help that right knee come up, send the right leg nice and long, step the left knee in. Let the knee drop open and then pull it back up. Let the knee drop open and pull it back up. Let the knee drop open, pull it back up. Right hand's going to reach around towards that left knee. Take a little gentle twist here. Nice big breath. Awesome. And then unwind and then let the knee drop open again. Foot comes to the inner thigh and then a nice big bend in that right leg. Fold yourself over gently. Let the back body round. Let your back of your neck soften. Let your hands just rest comfortably on the floor. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, walk it on up. We're going to spin the legs around and find our way into a tabletop position. So come on to all fours, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a second to find your way there and then just tune in for a second. If you need to do any cushioning for the knees, take a second to do that. And then once you feel like you've got your tabletop and everything's feeling good, we're just going to find a gentle rock forward and back. So toes are flat on the ground. So we've got the toenails pressing into the earth instead of having the toes curled under. And just notice here, notice your shoulders, notice your hips, notice your knees. Beautiful. One more rock forward and back. And then as you come back up into tabletop position, you're going to curl your toes under and right back to that rocking sensation. So now we're bringing a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Cool. And then the next time you push back into your heels with the toes curled under, stay there for an extra breath or two. See how that feels. And then if it feels good, you're going to walk yourself up so that you can sit up on the heels and then just come to a nice tall upright position, drop the shoulders down, take one extra breath here. Beautiful. And then float your way back forward, release your toes, move right into a cat and cow breath. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to drop your belly. Exhale to round. And as you work through your cat and cow here, Start to find your own rhythm of breath and start to find your own depth of movement. So if you have anything going on like osteoporosis, osteopenia, or anything where the bones need just a little bit of extra care, think about reducing the extreme movement and make it a little bit smaller and create a lengthening in the spine rather than a curving of the spine. But if everything is in good order and your bones are in good condition, if it feels better to take it into a nice deep movement, dropping the belly and a big rounding of the back, you take it at the level that feels the best to you. Take 2 more cycles of breath. Beautiful. And then find a neutral spine. We're going to take it a single arm puppy pose. So we're going to pick up the right hand and turn the fingers inward. So you're going to take your fingers and turn them all the way towards your left elbow pit and then place that right forearm down on the ground. And then you're going to reach your left hand towards the top edge of your mat. So left hand is in that puppy pose position, but the right hand is creating a little ramp for your forehead. So once you feel like you've got the left hand extended out, see if you can find a place on your forearm where you can rest your forehead, and then just let your body settle in here for a few moments. Let your shoulders soften, let your jaw relax. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, start to lift your head away from your forearm, slide your left hand in, pick yourself back up into that tabletop position, and then right away we'll take it to the other side. So pick your left hand up, turn the fingertips in, drop that forearm down to the ground, reach your right hand forward, and then let yourself soften down. Let your forehead find the forearm. Let your chest sink down just a little bit. And then maybe see if you can find your ujjayi breath here, in through the nose and out through the nose, making that nice ocean sound. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, gently lift your head away from the forearm. And now we're going to slide the right hand in. And as you release the left hand, both hands are going to come down. So elbows and forearms down on the ground, elbows in line with the shoulders. And then you're going to start to walk your feet back so that we find a low plank. So step your feet to the back edge of your mat and then push through the heels, lengthen through the crown of your head. And then we're going to take a couple little saws here. So we're just going to rock forward and back, staying strong in that plank position, tuning in and noticing your shoulders here. Beautiful. One more rock forward and back. And then you're going to soften your knees down to the ground right into Sphinx pose. We're going to let the hips come down and then just take a second to wiggle out your tush, make sure everything feels like it's in a good position. And then from here, draw your tailbone towards your heels, create a little bit of space in the low back, a little bit of security in the abdominal muscles. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, heart forward, lifting up through the crown of the head. So hip bones pressing down, toenails pressing down, energy through the fingers as you press the tips of your fingers down into the earth. Imagine that you're pulling your elbows back towards your ribs. So you keep all that energy between the shoulder blades. Heart forward, look forward, take a nice big breath. Nice. And then we're going to soften that up just a little bit. Wriggle out your shoulders, curl your toes under. We're going to take it up into a dolphin position. So you're going to start by lifting the belly away from the floor, finding a bit of a plank. And then as you lift your butt up, you're going to walk your feet in. So the back half of the body feels like it's in downward facing dog, and the top half of the body feels like it's in a Sphinx position. Let your head drop down. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, pick up your heels, lower your knees, and then walk yourself back up into a tabletop position. Take 3 cat-cows here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to drop your belly. Exhale to round. Nice. One more breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it into child's pose or extended child's pose, the version you like best. So you might like big toes together, knees wide, or you might like big toes together, knees together, and then pull your butt back to your heels and then let everything settle in. If you keep knees together, it can be supportive to the low back, and then just let your belly and your chest hang heavy on your thighs, let your neck soften. And if you're in that wider position, make a little space for your belly and chest, and then let your forehead soften down. Take a moment here to listen back in. Notice the sounds of your body. Notice the sounds of the room that you're in, and notice the sounds in the world outside of the room that you're in. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully start to lift yourself back up into tabletop position. If your knees are wide, go ahead and walk them in. And then in that tabletop position, right into spinal balance. Left hand, right leg are going to slide out. And then if it feels good and stable, lift up, reaching energy out through the fingertips, out through your heel or your toes. Firm up your belly, broaden your shoulders, gaze down at the floor, take one more breath. Beautiful. And then float that all down and we'll switch sides. Left leg, right hand is going to slide forward. If it feels stable, you're going to lift up. Gazing down at the floor, nice firmness in your center, broadness in your shoulders. Awesome. And then when you're ready, float that all down. Curl both sets of toes under. Lift up into downward facing dog and start to pedal out the legs. But bring a nice, big, generous amount of movement here. So let your knees move where they like, let your hips move where they like. Maybe you move the shoulders, maybe you wiggle the elbows, any bit of movement here that feels good. Awesome. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to a nice ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. So feet maybe a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Make some space for yourself here and then just let everything hang nice and heavy. Let your arms hang heavy, let your head hang nice and heavy. And then can you tune back into your breath here? Can you find that Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and out through your nose? Staying in this low and folded position, we're going to walk the fingertips over towards the right side of the mat. So maybe you're reaching a little bit through the left hand and noticing a little stretch through your left side body. Awesome. And then walk it over to the other side of the mat. Maybe finding a little bit of reach through that right hand and then noticing the right side of your body. Nice. And then bring it back to center. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up to standing. Take your time. Come up nice and slow. And then as you come on up, give yourself a second. Get everything all sorts of situated. Work out all those little costume fixtures. And then when you're ready, find a mountain pose at the top of your mat. Toes and feet pointing fairly forward. Feet about hip width distance apart. Lift from the soles of the feet, lift up through the crown of your head, let your shoulders soften down. And then just bring a little life down into the fingertips. And then if you can, just tune into the sensation in your palms. So palms facing forward or palms facing in, that's totally up to you. But can you just tune in and notice the air on your skin of your palms? Nice. And then move your awareness back down to your feet. Lift your toes, spread your toes as wide as you can. Pull the ball of the foot towards the heel so you feel that nice lift and engagement in the sole of your foot, and then relax your toes back down. As you inhale, you're going to bring it up to the shoulders. Lift your shoulders up to the ears. And then as you exhale, let your shoulders soften down. Inhale, let your shoulders lift up. Exhale, shoulders soften down. Inhale, shoulders lift up. Exhale, shoulders soften down. Keeping the shoulders softened down, we're going to lean forward slightly. So bring the weight a little bit into the balls of the feet, and then lean back slightly, bring the weight into the heels. Lean over to the right, so you maybe feel a little weight in the right blade edge of your foot, and then lean over to the left, feel the weight in your left blade edge of your foot, and then bring it back to center. Lean forward, bring it into the balls of the feet. Lean back, feel it in your heels. Lean to the right. Lean to the left, and then take it back to center. One more time through like that. Lean forward, lean back slightly, take it over to the right, take it over to the left, and then come back to center. And then find that lifting up from the soles of the feet, lift up through the crown of your head, shoulders are softened down. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center, hands down at your sides, just connecting that breath and movement. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. As you exhale, hands are going to come to heart center. We're going to interlace the fingers, flip the palms, press them up and overhead. And now from here, with the palms pressing upward towards the ceiling, you're going to soften your knees, rotate the palms so now the palms are facing the crown of your head, and then take those arms in front of you with a softness in your knees, like you're holding a big giant beach ball in front of your body. And then you're just scoop all of that up right to the heart center, flip your palms, press them forward, bring them up and overhead. Flip the palms towards your head, bend your knees, round your body, catch that big beach ball in front of your body, pull that all up into your heart center, and then flip. Press the palms forward, bring them up and overhead. Flip the palms, bend the knees, scoop that big beach ball up into your heart. And now we're going to pick up the pace for the last few rounds. Flip the palms up and overhead, bend the knees, round and scoop. Pull it up to your heart. Flip the palms, press forward, up and overhead. Flip the palms facing the head, bend and scoop. Beautiful. Pull it up to the heart. Flip, press forward, up and overhead. Flip the palms, round and scoop. Beautiful. One more time through just like that. Flip, press forward, up and overhead. Flip, bend and scoop. And then pull those hands to heart center. We're going to stack one hand on top of the heart and the other one right on top. And then close your eyes down for a moment. Notice the energy in your body. Notice your breath. Can you find your Ujjayi breath again? Breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Can you find that ocean sound? Take one more breath here. Nice. And then let your hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Press your palms together, elbows wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Peel your right heel up. Big toe is going to stay on the ground. Lower your right heel. Shift your weight over to the right heel. Pick your left heel up. Big toe stays on the ground. Set it down. Let your hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, roll your shoulders around, down and back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up and overhead. Hands to heart center, press your palms together, elbows wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Peel your right heel up. If it feels good, keep that nice generous press between the palms. Lift your right knee up. Lower it back down with control. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Peel your left heel up. If it feels good, keep that press between the palms. Lift the left knee up. And then lower it back down. Let your hands come down at your sides. Nice. Inhale, reach up, grab that imaginary beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a little chair. We're just going to stay here for 3 cycles of breath. So see if you can bring the weight a little bit into your heels. Tailbone draws towards your heels just a little bit, so you feel like your front hip bones are pulling in towards each other. Ribs are drawing in towards each other. Nice and stable in your center. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, fold it all down. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. We're going to step both feet back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into a tabletop position, big toes together, knees together, pull your butt back to your heels into child's pose, slide your hands back and let your hands find the soles of your feet. Make a little space for your belly and then let the upper back round. Let the back of your neck soften. Take a moment here to tune in. Notice the breath in the backside of your body. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, start to lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Walk those knees out so that they're in line with the hips. Curl your toes under. Exhale up to a downward facing dog. Take a pedal or two of the legs. And then when you're ready, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Find a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Pause just for a moment and notice, eyes closed or open. That'll be totally up to you. And as it is 7:34, if you've got to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's amazing. But if you're sticking around, take a moment just to tune back into that mountain pose. Feet grounding into the earth, crown of the head lifting up to the sky, shoulders soften down. When you're ready, open your eyes. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold down, knees bent or straight, totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, stepping the right leg back. We're going to come into a warrior 2. Drop the back heel down, turn the toes out. Right hand's going to spin you up. And then just take a second here to find your legs. So weight nice and evenly distributed, ribs fairly in line with the hips, arms extending out from the shoulders, gaze forward. Take a moment to sink a little bit deeper into that front thigh and then reach a little energy out through the fingertips. Take a nice big breath. Nice. From here, we're going to take it into a triangle pose. So we're going to straighten that front leg, pop that back hip out, keep long through your torso, reach, 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 reach. So maybe you find the thigh, the shin, the floor, or the big toe. Totally just depends on how your body likes to operate. And then bottom ribs pull forward, top ribs reach up towards the sky. Maybe you turn your head and look up, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now, nice strong legs, strong side body. Lift yourself up. Pivot the front toes to the side of the mat. So now both toes are pointing to the right side of the mat. Soften your knees, hinge from your waist, float your hands down to the ground. Take a little sway side to side. So think side lunge to side lunge, but with the hands on the ground to help support the movement. Notice your knees, notice your hips. Nice. Take one more little sway side to side and then find a central position. Both toes are pointing forward. You're going to walk your hands through your legs, past your heels, reach through the fingertips, let the crown of the head drop down. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then walk your hands forward, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a 5-pointed star, extend your hands out nice and wide, lift from the soles of the feet, energy up through the side body, out through the fingertips. Now we're going to take triangle pose, but we're going to go in the other position. So we're going to turn the right toes towards the back edge of your mat and then lean out. Reach long through the torso. Let your right hand find the inner thigh, the shin, or the floor, whichever version works best for you. Bottom ribs pull forward. top ribs lift up. Maybe you turn your head, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Strong legs, strong side body. Lift yourself up. Pivot both toes towards the right side of the mat, and then turn your left toes towards the front edge of your mat. Work through your warrior two position, and then spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel into a runner's lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Beautiful. Plant your palms, step back to a plank. Firm up your plank for a moment, and then we're going to push into the balls of the feet. Shoulders are going to come slightly past the wrists, and then push back into your heels. Push forward just a little bit, and then push back, push forward, and then push back. Nice. And then find that more neutral position. Soften your knees down, lower with control onto your belly. Take a second to give everything a good little shake. Wiggle out your tush, wiggle out your shoulders. And then we're going to take 3 graduating cobras. So hands alongside the shoulders, elbows in at the ribs. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Slide your hands back about an inch. Inhale, lift your heart a little higher. Exhale to lower down. Slide your hands in 1 more inch. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Curl your toes under. Power up to a plank or through a tabletop position. And then take it up to downward facing dog. Nice. Look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, elbows wide, press into the palms. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Pick your right knee up. Lower it with control. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Pick your left knee up. Lower it with control. Let your hands come down at your sides. Take a moment in your mountain pose to just reset. Notice your body, notice your feet, notice your energy, notice your breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, eyes open, inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold it down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the left leg back, warrior two to the other side. Drop the heel, turn the toes out. Left hand spins you up. And then give a second to find your legs here. So notice your front knee. Make sure it feels good and strong. Notice your feet firmly grounded. And then lifting energy from the soles of the feet up the side body, out through the fingertips. Gaze past your right hand. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Straighten that front leg into your triangle pose. Pop the back hip out, reach long through the torso. Hand finds the thigh, the shin, the floor, whatever the case may be. Bottom ribs pull forward, top ribs lift up. Maybe you turn your head, look up towards the sky. Nice. And then strong legs, strong side body. Lift yourself up and then turn the toes out. So both toes are going to turn to the left side of the mat. Soften your knees, hinge from your waist, fold yourself down to the ground. Come back to that nice side lunging side to side with the hands on the ground to help support the movement. Cool. Take one more little sway side to side. And then we're going to come to a central location. Bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, lift up to a 5-pointed star, lift from the soles of the feet, energy out through the fingertips. Turn your left toes to the back edge of your mat. Find your triangle pose again. Pop the right hip out, reach long through the torso. Maybe you find the thigh, the shin, the floor, whatever works best for you. Bottom ribs pull forward, top ribs lift up towards the ceiling. Maybe you turn your head and look up. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Strong legs, strong side body. Lift yourself back up. Pivot both toes back to the left. So both toes are pointing out to the side now. We're going to fold over again. So bend your knees, hinge from your waist. Hands are going to find the ground. Plant your palms, straighten your legs. Let your head drop down. Nice. And then we're going to take this into a wide leg twist. So right hand's going to walk underneath your nose. Left hand's going to reach up to the sky. Maybe you turn your head and look up. And then release, left hand underneath your nose, right hand's gonna reach up. Beautiful, releasing that hand down, bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up to standing. We're gonna turn the right toes towards the front edge of your mat. Find your way through your warrior two position, and then spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel into your runner's lunge. Beautiful, plant your palms, step back to a plank. Nice, bring your knees down, lower gently onto your belly. Awesome. We're going to take it into intense shoulder stretch. So right hand's going to reach out straight from your shoulder. You're going to press into your left hand, pull your left shoulder up and back. That might be quite enough. If it feels good, but you want more sensation, you're going to press into that left hand. So you roll over onto your right hip, step your left foot behind you, let your head soften down towards the ground. Take 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy. If that foot is stepped behind you, gently roll back onto your belly. Slide your right hand in, slide your left hand out. So left arm is straight out from the shoulder. Maybe you just press into the right arm, pull the right shoulder up and back. That might be enough. If it feels good, but you want more sensation, you can lift that right leg up, step it behind you as you roll onto your left hip, and then just let your head soften down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. When you're ready, nice and easy, roll it back onto your belly. Slide both hands in, so both hands alongside the shoulders, inhaling up to a cobra just as high as you like. And then from here, curl the toes under, lift up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides, shift your weight over to your left foot, peel your right heel up, and then see if you can lift the knee up and see if you can catch hold of the knee. If not catching hold of the knee, if that doesn't work, maybe you just keep the big toe on the ground working on your balance. But if it feels good to hold the knee, maybe lift it up a little bit higher towards the chest. And then with a single hand hold, so you're going to just hold the right knee with your right hand. You're going to open it out to the right and let your left hand find a cactus arm position. Take 1 nice big breath. And then bring it all back in, release that foot down, take a second, bounce it all out. And then we're going to do that to the other side. So shift your weight over to your right foot, pick your left knee up, see how that feels. If it feels good, see if you can grab hold of the knee, lift it up a little higher. Nice. And then see if you can take a single hand hold. Knee's going to come out to the right. Knee's going to come out to the left. Right hand's going to find a nice cactus arm position. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bring it all back in, float everything back down, find your mountain pose again. Inhale, arms up and look up. Let the hands meet. Let your chest lift as you look up. Exhale and fold it down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to down dog. Wonderful. Now from down dog, we're going to take it into an upward facing dog, but the variation with our toes staying tucked. So you're going to bring yourself forward into a plank position and then let your hips drop down, lift your chest, squeeze through the shoulder blades. So maybe you find the tops of your legs parallel to the floor, toes are still curled under, look forward or look up and take a nice big breath. Wonderful. And then nice and strong, pull your butt back into that downward dog position. And then pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into a tabletop position. From here, we're going to take it into a high kneel. So bring your hands to your hips, lift yourself on up. Beautiful. Hands straight out in front of the chest. We're going to take 3 Z-sits here. So we're going to lean back and then bring it forward. Keep a nice firmness in your center. So you feel a little tug in the thighs as you lean back and then come forward lean back, and then come forward. Beautiful. Now take your hands into your back pockets, into a little supported camel here. So hips forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Beautiful. And then lift it all back up. Curl both sets of toes under. So now our heels are lifted. And now we're going to take our right hand and see if you can reach back, find your right heel. And then release your left hand from your back pocket. Reach it up to the sky, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Now lifting up through the left fingertips, let that all lift you back up. Bring your hands into your back pockets, hug your shoulder blades together, and then see if you can slide your left hand down and find your left heel. Once you've got that left heel, reach your right hand up to the sky, hips forward, look up, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift it all back up. Both hands into the back pockets. Squeeze the shoulder blades, hips forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Nice. And then release it back down into a tabletop position. Release your toes. From here, either spin your legs out to one side or crisscross your ankles. We're going to spin the legs around and sit down on our butt. Awesome. And now we're going to take it into Dandasana, or our staff pose. So hug your legs together, flex your feet, pull your toes in toward your body, hands alongside your hips, press into your palms, find the tallest posture in your spine that you can find, lifting up through the crown of the head. So feet are active, legs are active, upper body is active. Gaze forward, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then soften all of that up. Give your toes a little wiggle, give your ankles a little wiggle, bounce out your knees. We're going to pull the right knee in, let the knee drop open, foot to the inner thigh. Inhale, take a nice big breath, reach up and over, exhale, reach towards your foot. If you can catch hold of the foot, any bend of the knee that helps you get there, you can make a little basket weave around the bottom of the foot. And then think about pushing the heel forward, softening over the top of your leg. Take a nice big breath. Take one more breath. Slowly release the grab from your foot, reach through the fingertips, lift up and overhead. We're going to pick that right knee up, take your left elbow and see if you can swing it to the outside of that knee. And then right hand's going to come behind you. So you create a little leverage against that knee, rotate just as deep as you like. If that doesn't work for you, just catch hold of the knee, give it a little hug and a rotation there. Whichever grab works better. Take one more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, unhook that elbow, send that right leg nice and long, give everything a nice little soft bounce. Beautiful. And then pull that left foot in, let the knee drop open, reach up and overhead. Any amount of bend in that right leg as feels best to you. You're going to reach towards your right foot. If you can catch hold of the foot, cool. Maybe you make a little basket weave. Think about pushing your heel forward and then softening your body over the top of your leg. Take one more breath. Reach up through the fingertips as you lift up, pick that left knee up. And then we're going to take the right elbow and see if we can hook it around that left knee. Left hand is going to come behind you. We'll leverage against that knee, find a nice big rotation here, or maybe you'll just catch hold of the knee and give it a little hug, whichever grab is going to work better for you. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then unhook that elbow, gently unwind. We're going to pull both soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and the right. Find your little cobbler's pose here. Catch hold of your toes. Inhale and lean forward slightly. Exhale and come up with a nice long spine. Beautiful. Inhale and lean forward slightly. Exhale to come back up. Inhale to lean forward nice and far this time, just as far as you like. And then inhale, come all the way back up, catch the backs of your knees, help them come together, scoot your bum forward and roll your way down to the ground. Unceremoniously, just come on down onto your back. Wonderful. And then once you found your way there, just give a second, get yourself situated, fix up your clothes, fix up your hair, make sure everything feels good. And then we're going to take the right knee, pull it into the chest, send your left leg nice and long, right into supine twist. Right knee is going to come over and across the body. Right arm opens out nice and wide. Sink into that twist and take a couple of nice deep breaths. Take one more breath. Awesome. When you're ready, pull that right knee into your chest. We're going to take it into a half happy baby. So keep your left leg nice and long. You might start by just taking the knee out towards the shoulder, so into a wider position. But if it feels good, you're going to lift the foot up and see if you can catch hold of the blade edge of your foot. Also could grab the back of the thigh. That might feel like a nice grab there as well. And then once you feel like you found a good handhold on the thigh or on the foot, knee wide, we're going to let the knee soften down towards the ground, heel up towards the sky. Shoulders are going to soften down. Left leg is going to get nice and heavy. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Take one more breath. And then you're going to start to pull that knee back toward your center line and then reach your heel up towards the ceiling. Take both hands and reach up towards the ankle and just walk up so that your head lifts up and your nose lifts towards your knee. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, soften it all down. Float that right foot down to the ground. Pull your left knee into your chest. Slide your right leg nice and long. Right into supine twist on the other side. Bring that left knee over and across your body. Left arm opens nice and wide. Head turns to the left if that feels good. And then just sink into your twist here. Awesome. When you're ready, nice and easy, pull that knee back up to your chest, keeping your right leg extended long into your half happy baby. So you're going to float that foot up. Maybe you'll catch the blade edge of the foot, maybe the big toe, maybe the back of the thigh, any grab that works for you. But now take that knee to the outside of the ribs. Knee is sinking down towards the floor, heel up towards the sky. Take a few moments to find your breath here. Take one more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, bringing that leg back into the midline of the body, sending the heel up towards the ceiling, releasing your grab from your foot, and then maybe walking your hands up towards your ankle. Let the chest lift, let your nose lift towards your knee. Awesome. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, lower it all down. Stepping both feet in so both knees are in a bent knee position. Toe heel your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Take a couple windshield wipers here just to kind of soothe out the hips and soften the low back. One more windshield wiper with the knees side to side. And then bring it into a constructive rest position. Let the knees drop in towards each other. Pause for a moment and notice. Notice how your body feels. Notice your back, notice your hips, notice your shoulders. And then ask your body what would be the best position for your Shavasana, and then start to find your way there. Maybe you take that more traditional shape. Maybe you stay in constructive rest. Any position of the body that feels good and you can find a little stillness. And give yourself a second or two to let your body get as comfortable as it can be. And then just see if you can invite some softness in. Soften your chest and your shoulders. Soften your arms and your hands. Invite some softness into your ribs and your solar plexus. Let go of any tension you might be holding in your belly or near your belly button. Just let your abdominal muscles soften. Let the tissue around your belly button soften. Soften your hips. Soften your thighs, your calves and your shins. Tops of your feet and the soles of your feet. Let your heels and your hands get nice and heavy. Let the back of your head be nice and heavy. Soften your jaw. Soften your cheekbones. And soften your eyes. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Gently wake up your fingers and your toes. Maybe rock your head a little side to side. Bring some movement back into the cervical spine. Massage out the back of your head. And then invite some bigger movements into your body. Move your wrists, move your ankles, move your knees, wiggle your hips, any bit of movement that feels good. And then if all of that feels great, take a good morning stretch like a yawn and stretch from fingers to toes and just take a nice big breath here. Nice. And then in your own way, at your own time, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Maybe you come into Sukhasana with legs crossed or any other seat that feels good to you. Take a second to just kind of find your way there, wiggle everything into position, wiggle your shoulders, let them get soft and down. Close your eyes just for a moment, tune in and notice. Notice the floor underneath your seat. Notice the front of your heart space. Notice the back of your heart space. And then we're going to bring the hands together and fire up the palms. Get them nice and good and hot. And then once you feel like your hands are nice and warm, we're going to open them up like a book. Reach them up and overhead. See if you can touch the space between your shoulder blades and then glide your hands gently towards your heart. Flick them out and then bring them back together. Fire up your palms. Get them nice and good and hot. Once you feel like your palms are warm, open your hands up like a book. Reach up and overhead. Touch the space between your shoulder blades and then gently glide your hands towards your heart. Flick them out. One more time. Bring them together. Fire up your palms. Open up your hands like a book. Reach them up and overhead. Touch the space between your shoulders. Gently glide your hands towards your heart. Flick them out. And then bring your hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra and bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, shoulders soften and see if you can just let go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your day. And gently lift up to the top of your head. Gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Beautiful people.